mileage do you spend per day to earn money, and how much? Like it's depend on your luck, because mileage do you spend per day to earn money, and how much you earn.
So extra income on the side. I make $2 a mile.
$2 per mile.
Oh my God! Wow!
So, what do you do for a living?
Well, I own a business in Fairfax, but I also do DoorDash.
Okay. Why are you doing DoorDash?
Well, the reason I'm doing DoorDash is because it gives me an easy way to earn extra income on the side. So the nice thing about DoorDash is you can make your own schedule. You're your own boss, so you can choose when you want to go out and earn your living. So for instance, if you want to make extra money on the side, traditionally you would have to go out and get another job. That would be a job that would have set hours, a set schedule. But what DoorDash lets you do is, let's say for instance, one day you wake up at 4:30 in the morning and you're awake and you're feeling good.
That's good.
DoorDash gives you a way where you can go out and say, well, instead of wasting my time, I can pray Fajr, and then I can go out, maybe work for 2-3 hours, make some money, and do that without being tied down to a schedule.
Oh, okay. So how many mileage do you spend per day to earn money, and how much you earn? So this is the best point everybody want to know about this. Yeah.
Well, there's a few tricks with DoorDash, and this is my recommendation for anybody who may be interested or considering such a, we call it a gig job. Usually you want to make sure that when you're doing DoorDash, you're allowed to decline orders and accept orders. So you would want to make sure you choose orders that are least mileage for the most amount of money. So on average, I can give you an example. I make $2 a mile.
$2 per mile?
Per mile.
I mean,
sometimes
sounds good.
It is good. Sometimes it's a little less, it depends. Usually though, you want to average out at about $1.5 to $2 per mile. Anything less, and I'll give you an example. For 10 miles, if you were to go from Alexandria, 10 miles would be all the way in National Harbor, Maryland. So would you want to do that for $10? Most people, they would not.
Yeah.
It's too many miles.
Obviously not. Yeah.
Yeah. So usually what I would say is $1.5 to $2 per mile, and usually your earnings will average out at about a minimum, I would say $20 per hour. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you can choose whenever you want to make that money, however you want to make that money, it's
cool.
a lot more.
So what do you think? Do you agree? Like it's depend on your luck, depend on the tip.
Yeah, yes and no. So there's certain tricks that you will learn when you DoorDash, but you can usually tell an order that has a tip.
Okay.
Sometimes you'll get an order for $2.25.
Okay.
This means 100% there's no chance for a tip.
Oh, okay.
But if you see an order for $6.25, then you know it has a tip, and it might actually have more hidden tip. It's called like a hidden tip. So if you see an order, I give an example. It says it's 2.3 miles away for $6.25. That's a perfect order.
That's
if you see a perfect order,
okay,
but if you
good.
see one order, it said 1.8 miles for $3.
$3 only. What do you think?
You wouldn't take it because that won't have a tip.
So what do you think? I have a question about it, and everybody want to know about this. Like if I accept $3 tip, and its mileage is 1.8, so if I want to cancel it, so what is the effect on my performance?
Okay, so DoorDash has a few things. They have something called acceptance rating, and they have something called completion rating. So let's say there was a $3 order, which you wouldn't want to take because the base pay is $2.25. $3 means mostly 3-4 people declined it, and that's why it's $3, so it won't have a tip. So declining the order won't affect you. It'll affect your acceptance rate, but most people agree that the acceptance rate doesn't matter. because we're independent contractors.
Yeah.
We don't have to accept an order.
Yeah.
If you accidentally accept it, you would then want to go to the little question mark at the top and unassign the order. But the trick with that is that's your completion rating. So if you go below 80%, which is very hard to do, but if you go below 80%, you can be deactivated. So you don't want to do it too often. So the best thing to do is accept the right orders.
What do you think? I mean, you are doing DoorDash, and what is the target of the acceptance rate of the DoorDash?
For acceptance rate, so they want you to have a target between 50 to 70%. Mine is 60 now, but it probably for a year it was at like 20%.
20%?
Yeah, because and what they call that cherry picking, which means you're only waiting for the orders that are worth your time. I still recommend this strategy because I give an example. Let's say you do take a $4, $3, $2 order, and it's close. Let's say 0.5 miles. It's still not worth it because that time you're going to the store, driving the 0.5 miles, that whole process takes 15, 20 minutes. You might have lost a $9 order or a $20 order.
$20.
And so that's why usually people cherry pick. So acceptance rate doesn't matter. It's nice to try to keep it up there. It makes you feel better, but it doesn't actually affect you.
No effect.
Top Dasher, all of those programs have essentially been debunked, meaning that they don't actually send you better orders.
Because I have heard about if you don't cancel many orders, for example, you are doing start your day, and after start your day, too many cancel, and they suspend your account for a while. Is it good? Is it right?
That's not true. So what they can do, and they've done this to me, because sometimes I've declined 15 orders in a row. Now I don't accept them. If you accept and cancel, if you accept and cancel too many, yes.
So point to be noted: if you accept and then cancel, so it's a bad effect on your DoorDash.
That
app.
affects your completion rating. But your
rating.
acceptance rating, the worst DoorDash will do is pause your dash.
Pause. Yeah,
They'll pause your dash
pause
because they think you're declining all of it because you're not there. All you do is you hit resume dash. The good thing about if you DoorDash in busy area like Northern Virginia, you never have to schedule. I have not scheduled a dash in a year and a half. I get up in the morning, I go out, even if it's not busy, within 5 minutes I can dash now. So you don't need to schedule. So when it says, your dash has been paused, just resume it and keep going.
Just tell us, to our public, how many years do you spending on the DoorDash, and then from the DoorDash you are affordable your expense, all expense you afford.
So my monthly expenses with DoorDash are probably, because of gas, and we would add in wear and tear for the car, maybe it average out to about $300 a month. You can easily make $4,000 a month with DoorDash, working only
good.
30 hours a week.
And you are your own boss. I mean, whenever you want to on, it's up to you. Okay, let us know. It's a good question. When it is super busy.
Okay. So there's a couple times. For instance, me, I'm very unique because I like to work in the morning. So I'm usually out at 6 a.m. and I usually finish by 3. The busiest times are the evening. So for anybody who actually prefers to go out in the evening, especially in Northern Virginia, that is a time where you can usually average between $30 to $35 an hour. I actually work a slower time because for me it's I get nervous more easily. I don't like to be out at night. But for somebody young or somebody who doesn't mind to be out at night driving, you can make a lot more money at nighttime, especially Saturday and Sunday. Holidays, I always recommend holidays. Last year, Valentine's Day, I made $250 in 4 hours. So these things are possible, but you don't want to necessarily do DoorDash as your only full-time job. DoorDash should be a means to an end, meaning you do it as a supplemental income.
supplemental income if
You
you
can
want
do
to
it
earn.
full
Yeah,
time though. I want people to know clearly, alhamdulillah, you can do it full time. Just know sometimes because of the type of job, it's driving, picking up, it can become a little stressful. So you have to, maybe put some Quran or something to
Yeah,
help you
yeah.
relax and calm down.
Yeah, you're right. So what do you think? We are talking about DoorDash, so I don't have experience about DoorDash. That's why I'm on behalf of the public, I just asked with you. I mean, it's depend on the areas, hotel areas, residential areas. Where is too much busy?
The busiest areas is DC, but I don't do Washington DC because for me the stress levels are too high. The next best areas are Alexandria, which encompasses essentially everything here near Bailey's Crossroads, up to Pentagon, and Potomac Yard. You also have, so every area in Virginia in this area is a busy area.
So guys, we are talking about the Virginia cities. So has a lot of experience about Virginia cities. So that's why they prefer you. These areas are very busy, super busy, and you can earn a good tip. The tip is, most of the tip is depend on the areas too, because I saw it's hotel areas is whole day is depend on the tip. So I really appreciate you share us your experience. And what is the hardest delivery for you? Is it apartment or is it house?
I mean, obviously, logistically, houses are easier because you can just go and drop it off. But
Yeah.
for instance, once you DoorDash in an area long enough, and as for someone who's a starter, I would stay away from Washington DC or Maryland to start. Come to Virginia. You start to learn the area. So for instance, now usually about 80-90% of my orders, I already know where the apartment is and I already know how to get inside. Sometimes you run into issues, but I've done 4,000 deliveries and I've maybe run into one problem, maybe two. So it's very easy.
4,000?
Yeah, 4,000.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh,
4,000
it's
deliveries.
the super highest. So that's a good experience to share us, and we are very thankful to you.
Alhamdulillah, I'm thankful to you guys.
Give us a good time, and we will see you next time. And keep watching and take care. Allah Hafiz.
Assalamu alaikum.